Howdy everybody, welcome back. How you all doing? I hope you're doing good. Hope you are happy. Today the markets are in green. We've got some good action happening, so we're just doing a quick video to touch base and just get everybody across what's happening today. We are here on COINSPOT. Check it out. Bitcoin's moved 12%, rocking it. And then we've got Ethereum with 8%, Binance 7%, Cardano 12.5%, Ripple 9%, Dogecoin 13%. And so we've got some big movements happening here. Everybody should be a little bit happier today. Obviously the markets have been going down and slightly sideways for a while now, and we're finally seeing some good greens. So let's just talk about quickly why this is happening. It doesn't really matter why it's happening. What matters is it's actually happening. And like I said to you, if you're looking at my last video, Bitcoin was hitting a major resistance at 29,000. We said it was going to hit and bounce off it, and it has done that. Now we've got some resistant line to test against, which is this one here, this green, dark green. So we've just come above it. It could potentially continue on, but most likely if we aren't going to see continuation of the uptrend, it'll push just below. So if we come down to 36.5 US, and on the Aussie chart, if we go, let's have a look here on the Aussie pricing. So you can see we've exploded up from 48,000 to 53,000. It's the biggest move in a very long time. We need to keep above this point here, which is around the 49,000 to maintain, or 50,000 we need to maintain above. So it's pretty good. Like we said here, what did they say? They said Bitcoin breaks above 39,000 in the largest single day gain in 6 weeks. So it's pretty good. We're finally happy. I told you that this 50% retracement to 80% is a really good time to buy. So even if we saw a few more down days, which we did, it doesn't matter. So what we want to be doing is buying when things are at a good price. And things are now starting to show some green. So we don't want to get over optimistic as well, because like I said, we're not out of the woodworks yet. We need to stay above that. We need to stay above that resistance line here. And then we need to finally push through 43,000 US. Once we do that, we can then resume a nice healthy diagonal uptrend. And by the end of the year, we might see a new all-time high. But we need to be patient here. The RSI is spiked quite well in the last 2, 4, 6 days. We've seen upward trends. So, you know, we can continue to go up, and hopefully we've got enough force to bust through that 43,000 US dollars. Have a look at Hollow. Hollow's done some pretty awesome stuff too. We had that resistance line here that we have busted through with 3 wicks pushing back, but we're now above the previous 2 wicks, which is great. We're at 0.0055 US from going as low as 0.0042. So if you're able to get below this area here, it's a good price to have bought it. And the RSI was quite low, so that's at a 20, a good time to buy. And we've got plenty of room to go up. So what we need to see is we need to take out this red line here on the moving averages. And if until then, we're not really out of the woodworks for the downward momentum, because if you have a look here, we had a huge pull down from the top up there, which was 2.5 cents down to less than half a cent. So this is US dollars, of course. So we really are down by, we're down four times. So it was we're at the 1/5 point from its all-time high. So 1 out of 5, you can see the maths, we're still quite low. So we do need to get above that line. Once that happens, it'll be nice to see again. Once the good news about Hollow, actually, once the project launches with all its completion and test nets and all the ports working, and it'll be an amazing experience to know that all the apps that will be launching on the Holochain network, it'll be fast, it'll be the place to go to for all quick transactions, but also without the heavy load of having to transfer, like in Bitcoin. All the information has to go to every single computer and has to be worked out and stored, whereas Hollow, it doesn't. It works peer-to-peer, lightning fast. It will use sharding, and I know they're in their final stages of testing out the sharding. So once that finally shows success, then potentially we'll be ready to launch. So when a project launches is when you really start to capture its value. Right now it's all speculation still, so we've gone from a 34x from down here all the way up to now sort of a massive reset and potentially a little bit of diagonal sideways and upwards action to occur. But with these charts, as we've seen in the past, they can pretty much explode pretty quickly. So anything can happen here, but it does depend on the Bitcoin. While it's still speculation, it all depends on what Bitcoin's doing and Ethereum. So let's have a look at what Ethereum is doing. We're also exploding up, which is good on the 1 hour chart. We've seen a beautiful uptrend, breaking previous tops and continuing on through a resistance line, which is a previous bottom here. We had some touch points here. Once we got through, we pulled back, but then we exploded through, which is great. We're above the 2200 mark, which is good, but the next point of resistance is 2400. But yeah, we're just really testing. Actually, I'll just show you what I've got here on this one here. It's the Gann method, one of the all-time greatest traders in charting, and made billions of dollars worth in today's money in charting. That's his work I really studied. And using a Gann fan here that shows test support. So if we were going lower, and I was watching this point for Ethereum, if we were going to go below 1800 US for much longer, it was quite devastating. We were going to see quite a weak market. But because it's held this diagonal line here, and it's pushed up above, we've still got all this ability to be strong and patient as it grows gradually rather than a very fast spike, which is what we witnessed here, because we know when there's a pump, there's usually a dump after it. So a nice gradual uptrend is beautiful, and that's what we want to see. So hopefully we can continue that formation. If we do pass this middle line, then we're on a real parabolic run up. So we don't really want to see that, but it is fun, and if you can capture some of that profit, you do so, and just don't believe it's going to keep going up forever. So that's all I want to say. Was hopefully you got to buy in on a lot of the good projects that we're seeing massive spikes today on in the last few days. Another great project I talk about is Zilliqa. We haven't heard much from Zilliqa lately, but being so underpriced, we were overdue for a beautiful bounce up. And let's just go on the daily chart and have a look. So we're still quite low from where we reached earlier in the year. Let me just zoom out. There we go. So if you were happy to catch that run, you know, in being in the downward section of the market was, you know, you get a little bit impatient. You just want to see more uptrend, but we know it's for the better. And then as soon as we get too parabolic, we pull back down, and then we continue a nice diagonal. So we can see that we've had that all the way up on the uptrend. We hit 3 and a bit cents, came all the way back below 1 cent. That is a dream point to buy in. As you could see, there was 2 bottoms that we touched and then a third. So it's almost like a triple bottom here, or at least a major double bottom, which WD Gann talks about, which means from this point, what my projection is, again, it's just a projection, but based on fundamental rules that I've learned, is we'd be going for a 200% growth from the bottom here to the top. So we could quite comfortably see that was 1600%. So that's 16 times from the low to the top roughly. We could see this go to 100% of that would be around 7 cents. So we could quite easily see by the end of this year a 7 cent Zilliqa. It's not unheard of, these kind of movements. As you can see, that's a good diagonal there. We could potentially look at a nice diagonal there as well. So my prediction for Zilliqa is about 7 cents by the end of the year, from where we are now, 1 cent. So that's 700% or 600% profit, 700% conversion. So yeah, there you go. That's Zilliqa. We've got a lot of other, even DigiByte was moving today. Let's have a look. DGB, DigiByte, the underrated DigiByte. Let's go into the day chart. Everything's got really nice uptrends happening at the moment, which is what you want to see. And you want to see these sort of double touch points, which is double bottom. And this is where the sharks buy, if they can read the charts well. And it's a good method to get in early, but it is risky because you haven't got confirmation of breaking those previous tops. So once we get over the 7 cent mark and back to the 8 cents, we'll start to see confirmation pull back, hopefully onto the 6.8 cents Aussie dollars, and then a continuation onto the upside. That would be a really healthy market or a chart to see. You can see we've had 3 touch points, 1, 2, and over here is the third. So again, we're seeing a lot of 3 touch points. If the market proves itself to continue upwards, great. But if we're just basically testing these resistance point and then continue down, that would suck, and that would confirm that we are in a bear market for a while now. And so we don't hope that happens, but we're not about hope. We're about dealing with whatever the facts are. And here we're looking at DigiByte hopefully recovering we're seeing a lot of green anyway, and you'll see that in most charts. So there is some rhyming going on, and the rhyme is today's the day of green, so enjoy it. I'll show you something on COINSPOT for those who don't know. If you click on that 24 hours, so what's the major changes, you can see the top performers in percentage, and Zilliqa's obviously in the top 10 there at 29%. You can hit it again and it will show you the worst performers, so who's losing out in the percentages. T-Fuel hit 54 cents before, now it's breaking at 50 cents. Okay, so that's fine. Then if you just hit back on the coin, you'll get them in order, or how you do it is by market cap normally, and that'll get you your larger coins to your smaller coins. So anyway, hopefully that helps everybody. Stay up with your spirits. It's good to have some green, but don't be too optimistic, but also know that the markets are cheap. So if you were looking at buying in the last 2 weeks, good on you. Well done. It takes a lot of nerve to do that, especially when you see your portfolio going down, down, down. But now is where you'll start to see it going up. If we continue this up climb, there will be some pullback days, of course, but then what we want to see is more green than red, and that will confirm that we are resuming an uptrend. And then from there, once we take out previous pressure points in Bitcoin, we will confirm that once we take out 43,000, then we can look at potentially resuming our bull market. And then all the altcoins should just explode. So anything from Dent, Zilliqa's, T-Fuel, Theta, Holo, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Origin Protocol, Super, Dot, Acropolis, Fala, API 3. There's plenty here. Solana, Terra, and there's a video I want to do soon about one of my favorite ones that I've been with for a few years, and it's about to explode, I think. So we'll do that soon. But apart from that, guys, stay well, happy investing, and I will speak to you all in the next video. Take care, and remember to like this video, and if you haven't already subscribed, or send it to your mates to subscribe and share it onto your Facebook groups. Hopefully this helps give you guys some optimism. Take care. See you soon.